Cristiano Ronaldo tried to tell the world 5 years ago about Michael Carrick, but nobody listened. A class act. The potential to become a great manager, a friend. To many, Ronaldo was just being generous. He was just hyping up his former teammate. Fast forward 5 years later, and Ronaldo's prophecy is coming true. Michael Carrick has transformed United. From a team under a manager that just didn't feel right, Carrick now has United playing some of the best football they've seen in years. 5 games as head coach, 4 wins, and 1 draw. He's undefeated as of recording this, but it goes beyond just the results, too. Michael Carrick in 10 days did what no United manager had done in 16 years, beat the top 2 teams in the league back-to-back, restored forgotten players into the spotlight. Michael Carrick has transformed Manchester United, but to understand how much of a job he's done, you have to understand just how bad it was at Manchester United. The tension had reached a breaking point. Under former manager Ruben Amorim, United had reached a crossroads. True, he had United 6th in the league at the time he was sacked, but that's as good as it got. United struggled to repeat positive performances. In the context of his entire tenure at United, Amorim will go down as arguably the worst manager in the Premier League era for United since Sir Alex Ferguson. He averaged just 1.23 points per game, won just 38.1% of his matches across all competitions. The only manager with a worse record than him was Ralf Rangnick, and he technically wasn't a manager but more of an interim. In cup competitions, United hit rock bottom. They were knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Grimsby Town, a League Two side. They were knocked out of the FA Cup by Brighton in the 3rd round. The season before, they lost the Europa League final to Spurs. The system wasn't working, and yet week after week, Ruben Amorim kept sticking by it.
But I'm not going to change. When I want to change my philosophy, I will change. If not, you have to change the man. So, and we'll talk about that every game that we lose. I don't believe in that in the system or...
The players looked lost. The fans were tired of seeing the same mediocre performances week in and week out. But to Amorim, he was never the problem. It was the people around him. When things went bad, Amorim blamed everyone but himself. He blamed the players.
You lose the ball, I will fight you because we will suffer a goal. That was my feeling when I watched. I don't agree with that sent-off.
Then he blamed the system. Only this time the United board had seen enough. It was time for Amorim to go. And so, hours after he dropped that interview at Leeds, United decided to sack him, but sacking him posed another problem. Who was going to replace Amorim? The names rolled out. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looked like the leading candidate, but in the end, the position went to Michael Carrick. This choice wasn't driven by emotions or a popularity contest. It was a smart one. You see, Carrick had been in the exact position before. Back in 2021, he was the interim coach at United after Ole was sacked. In his 3 games, he was undefeated, including beating Arsenal 3-2. But that alone wasn't the reason United chose Carrick. It didn't take long to figure out why. Just hours into the job, Carrick highlighted the difference between himself and the man before him. Where Amorim demanded that players play a specific system, Carrick built a system that could get the best out of his players. More importantly, he listened. That was the difference. Carrick wasn't just an interim coach, he was a former Red Devil, a fan. He talked about being a season ticket holder alongside his family. He came to games and watched United. He'd seen enough to know how to get the best out of the players, even from an outside perspective. Now he had the chance to work with them in person, and he showed another incredible trait again.
Weird, but it was from a coaching point of view, I was really conscious of then treating them very different to when I would treat some of the younger players or the ones that really intense, trying to help a lot and trying to develop them.
Michael Carrick understood. It's how he got Ronaldo to perform even in their short stint together. It's about understanding the players and knowing that even in the team, certain players have to be managed differently. 5 years on, and he's still repeating the same thing. The most noticeable change was the system. Out went Amorim's 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-3. Michael Carrick switched to a back four, but the real magic was in midfield and attack. The shape itself had now become a 4-2-3-1. Carrick used 3 inches midfield instead of Amorim's 2. In particular, it was the duo of Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo at the base. Bruno Fernandes in the advanced attacking midfield role. What's even more interesting about this is that time and time again, Amorim made the United fan base believe that combination couldn't work.
No, because he's fighting for the position now with Bruno. And I changed 2 midfielders. I let Mason Mount there because we want to score a goal. And then when I change, I felt that the team needed to return to one holder midfielder near Bruno. So we just need to fight the position with Bruno.
Amorim made this comment and suddenly Kobbie Mainoo was on the verge of a United exit. Under Michael Carrick, he'd returned. A City midfield comprising the likes of Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden, it was Kobbie Mainoo that covered the most distance. He was the mix between Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, and speaking about the latter, it just looked more natural seeing him attacking. Bruno Fernandes under Carrick is back in the number 10 role now. This isn't about tactics, it's common sense. Carrick moved Bruno Fernandes back into the position where he can affect the game the most now. He's been reaping the rewards from the off. An assist in the Manchester derby for Mbeumo's opener. The assist for Patrick Dorgu's goal in the 3-2 win against Arsenal, 2 assists in the win against Fulham, a goal in the win against Tottenham. That's 5 goal contributions in 5 games under Michael Carrick. The fact is, Bruno Fernandes isn't just playing better, he looks better. Generally, the midfield is more secure than it was under Amorim with Carrick. The third part of it, Casemiro, has been playing like a man with a point to prove. He's the base, the tackler, the ball winner. But at the same time, Casemiro also knows how to pop into the right positions to get his fair share of goals. What Michael Carrick has done now is give United security in midfield. With that, he's built arguably the most dynamic attack in the league in just under a month. It seems like a bold claim until you assess it. Carrick has switched United's attacking system. Against Manchester City and Arsenal, he opted to play Bryan Mbeumo centrally as a false 9. The result? Goals in both games for Mbeumo against the top 2. He scored again versus Tottenham. Just before his injury, Carrick shifted Patrick Dorgu from playing as a left back to left wing. It almost became a Gareth Bale regen. Just like Mbeumo Dorgu scored in back-to-back games against City and Arsenal, the goal at the Emirates was a belter. Amad Diallo has continued to play right wing, but the real beauty with Carrick's system is how interchangeable that front four is. There's no fixed position. United's set up in a 4-2-3-1 under Carrick now, but the shape shifts continuously in-game to adapt to the opposition. The key word there is adaptability. It's because of this that Carrick is also getting the best out of this team now. He's making the most of the squad. That he's chosen a starting front four doesn't mean they alone have had an impact. The likes of Matheus Cunha and Benjamin Sesko have come off the bench and have an impact in games for United. Cunha came off the bench to assist Dorgu's goal in the derby. He came off the bench to score the winner against Arsenal. He started and scored in the win against Fulham. Sesko bagged the winner in the same game and was clutch deep into added time to bag a point and preserve United's unbeaten start under Carrick in the draw versus West Ham. It really shouldn't come as a surprise still. It's what Michael Carrick now, improve players. At Middlesbrough, he turned an average striker in Chuba Akpom into one of the championship's hottest strikers with 29 league goals. The job's not finished yet for Carrick. As of recording this, United still has 12 games left to play between now and the end of the season. They sit in 4th, meaning if they can maintain this form from now to May, then Michael Carrick would have United playing Champions League football next season. As impressive as this is, none of it surprises Ronaldo. He knew all along. But what do you guys think? Is Michael Carrick the main man for United long term? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.